what's up guys? Today I'll explain to you how to make this cool handwritten text animation so your typography edits or lyrics videos will look way nicer. Alright, let's get right into the video. Okay, so we got our clip ready, it looks like this. And we're going to make the text on here. So what you want to do is go to the text tool up here. And then you want to just click on your scene. Alright, now you want to write something like Forex. And then we'll just cut it to the length of our clip. So Ctrl+Shift+D and then delete the rest. Okay, so now we'll center the text, and the first thing we want to do is center the anchor point. So you can do that by holding Ctrl, Alt, and then the home key on your keyboard. Like this. Now you can see it's centered. And then you can go to the right here, go to Align, and then align your text. Alright, then you can go to Character. And by the way, if you don't see these things here, you can go to Window, and then enable them here. So here you can scale it up if you want, like this. And you can also change the font. So I'm using Sajo Script, the bold version. And this font will look great for the writing animation because it already looks like it's written. So I highly recommend choosing a font that kind of looks like this. So the next thing you want to do is zoom in with your scroll wheel like this. And then you want to select your text layer and go to the pen tool up here. Then here you just want to mask over your text. So I'll start here and then go up here and then like this. And then if I want to start a new mask like here, I can just go here because then it will create this line. So I need to deselect it and select it again. And then I can create a new mask. Alright, and then for the next one, we'll deselect it, select it again. And then here with this round shape, you can hold click and drag it out like this. And then go to the next one, hold click, and then you can kind of make this curved line. And then here it's too much of a curve, so what you can do is go to here, click on this one, and then hold Alt. And then you can drag one of these handles individually. Alright, and then we'll close it. And as you can see, now it's kind of like a mask. So we don't want that, so go to this arrow here. And then go to masks, and then here you can set it to none. Alright, and then you just have to do this for the rest of the characters as well. So I'll just do that quickly. Alright, so as you can see, I'm done with this masking part, and then you can just select your layer again and add an effect called stroke. Then here you want to select all masks, so make sure this is enabled. And then you want to set this option here to reveal original image. Alright, now you want to make the brush size a little bigger, like this. And then as you can see, you need to make it big enough so the font actually shows. If you make it too small, then the font won't show completely. And then you can already preview how it will look. So if you go to the end, you can just scroll through this value. And then if you set it to 0, it won't show anything. And then as you go to 100%, you can see it kind of does this writing animation. Okay, so now there's a few things you can fix, like this X here. You can see there's already something showing of the other line, so these parts here. So you can fix that by just changing the brush size, like this. So you really gotta find a balance here. And then you can change the hardness as well, like this, to make it a little softer. Okay, so we'll check it again. Alright, that looks good. Okay, now you want to set it to 0, the end, and then go to the beginning, keyframe it, like this, and then go to the end, somewhere around here, and then just make it 100. And now if you go to the keyframe, so press U, you can select them, and then press F9. And then if you go to the graph editor up here, you can just drag this keyframe here a little to the top, like this. And then it has this nice animation to it. Alright, now I'll make this one a little less flat, like this. Alright, the next thing is to add a bit of a texture, so you can do that by adding a solid layer. So Ctrl+Y, or you can just right click here, new, and then solid. And then you can call it noise because we'll be adding a fractal noise on here. And then you can just press OK. Alright, now we'll cut it to the length of our clip. So again, Ctrl+Shift+D. And then you can add an effect called fractal noise. Alright, here it's really simple, so you just want to keep the default settings. But just go to transform and make the scale a little smaller, like this. And then you can go to the sub settings here. And just change the subscaling like this. And then you can also change the influence to show more of it or less. Alright, now the next thing is to select your text layer. And then you want to grab this icon here. And if you don't see it, you can go down here and enable these things on this icon here. And then you just want to grab it and slide it on top of your noise map. Okay, and then you want to click on this here once, like this. And then as you can see, your noise will show. Now it's a little too transparent for me. So I'll just go to my noise map again. And then I'll change the brightness like this. And then if you think it's too white, you can just change the contrast like this. And this will create kind of like a crayon texture. Alright, now we'll go to our text layer again and add an effect called roughen edges. And then you just want to play around with the values and make the scale a little smaller. And then also a very important setting is the sharpness. So you kind of want to lower this so it's not too sharp. Okay, so now it looks like this. And I feel like it needs a bit more movement. So we'll just go to our text layer again and add an effect called S-shake. And then here you can change it around a lot, but we'll just give the default settings for now. And then you can just change the amplitude a little, like this, so it's not too strong. And then the next effect is called post-rise time. And you want to set this to 6 frames per second. All right, so now it looks like this. And I think it adds a nice touch to it. And there's one problem with it, because now the animation is also 6 frames per second. As you can see, it goes really fast here. So what you can do is just drag these two effects, the shake and the post-rise time, above the stroke, like this. But now there's another side effect, and it's that these lines sometimes get thinner, as you can see here, but it's not necessarily a bad side effect. But just make sure your amplitude on your shake is not too high, because otherwise it will cut off a lot of these characters, as you can see. So just keep it lower. And then the reason this happens is because the stroke effect is like a mask, and if we would make a mask like here, like this, then you can see it also only shows the parts within the mask. And when you have a shake, sometimes these letters just go out of the mask and then they won't show. So that's the reason it happens. Alright, so this is how you make this cool handwritten text animation. Hopefully you've learned a lot, and if you did, make sure to subscribe. And if you want me to help you even more with After Effects, then make sure to go to the first link in the description down below. Alright, bye bye.